Hi friends, this is Jolie. I'm back for another video experimenting here with my iPad, which is a home learning experience, but we'll see how this goes. I thought today I would show you some of the adjustments I've made to my planner and how I'm trying to improve this year with tracking and simplification. So this is last year's planner. I ordered it from Agendio. I've ordered several planners from them over the years, and I really like them overall. But I started to get frustrated with some of the tracking that I was trying to do. So for example, here's last December. In the monthly calendar, I gave myself a sticker on every day that I wrote, and it didn't matter, how many words, as long as I wrote something, I got a nice sticker. And then if I was editing a project, I made a note of that as well. I don't think I did any edits this month, but you can see, I did pretty well. I had my monthly total down here and my yearly total. So, and it was fun to use my stickers. I didn't have any set theme necessarily. I was trying to use up stuff that I had. So that was all fun. And then I had a weekly setup. This is actually October, so let me skip to December. So here's an example of my weekly, and I would track every day how many words I got, and then I would total up by the week and, try to keep track of my stuff. Some days I did better than others. This was a mix of personal and business planner. So, I had more business things up here and just like my house, trying to track stuff and things that I was trying to learn at the time. But it just got repetitive to me to track here and write the words down and then, flip back over here to the calendar and put the words over here and get my sticker. And then where I was really struggling is I wanted to write more than one project at the same time. And there just wasn't really a good way for me to keep track of how many sprints I did for each project. So this one, SS, was Snow Song. So I wrote 1,000 words that day. But then the next day I switched projects to Darkness. And I can't tell easily how many sprints this was. That's a decent word count, but how long did that take me? I have no idea. A couple rougher days, and you can see here, I didn't even write down which project it was. So that was some frustrations that I had with this method of tracking. And granted, by the end of December last year, I was just kind of done with this, and I wanted to start doing, my new method. So this year, and this is not new necessarily. I've done Sarah Cannon's HB90 off and on for many years. So this is not a new to me planner. I generally am either trying to do her, rough draft challenge or some method of HB90 every quarter. So this is not new, but where this gets complicated then is because I'm trying to track here, and then I was trying to track in my other thing. And then I'm also trying to track in, my sprint levels in my different story notebooks. And you can see where I was getting really frustrated with writing the same thing down in multiple places and trying to make sense of that. So this quarter, what I started trying to do, I'm still using this. Again, some days I'm better than others. I still don't really do this very well. I'm trying to improve. Some days in a perfect world, I would highlight my day out and have my schedule all planned out, and I would be on the ball in that way. That's still a work in progress. Some days I just don't even get to it. I don't know, like yesterday, I was busy all day. I did a lot of planning yesterday. I worked several hours, but I never actually wrote it down here. So that was another thing I'm struggling with. And I also, my plan for the day is often very different from reality. So by nature, I am an overachiever, as you know, probably if you've followed me for very long. I always overestimate how much I can get done and how little time it will take me to do. And that's part of how I'm wired. So I would like to be able to schedule out my day either the night before or the morning and just give an idea of how my day is going to go. And then at the end of the day, have another method of, okay, well, how close did I actually come to that schedule, and how can I adjust? How can I make adjustments for the future to get better? Because again, everything is, for me, I'm always trying to get better. I'm always trying to simplify my process, write faster, have more fun, get more books out. That's my goal. And so how can I do that? Well, one thing I started doing this year that I've never done before is I'm using a Archer and Olive journal. And this is separate from my story journals that I've done videos for. This is truly a brand new process. I got this one again from Archer and Olive. It's an 8x8. And I actually started it in December because I was already thinking about the year ahead, right? So I get these cute little kits from Amy Plans Things. And she hand draws all these stickers, and they come in a sticker book. And you can choose which ones you want to do and stick them in your journal. And just so, again, last year I really got into cutting Dutch doors, using all my washi, pulling out all these fun stickers. And I was just having a ball with it. And so I am fine-tuning I guess I started this in December or November, actually. I was thinking it was December. But you can see here, I started tracking, again, a little sticker for every day that I wrote. But a little different here, I'm trying to track the number of sprints I did. So purple was I was doing some kind of writing sprint, and the green is I was doing some other business sprint. So maybe I was doing the birthday cards, or I was mailing orders or packages, or I was planning, that kind of thing. But the purple to me is magic. That's my magic color. And so that's always what I want to try and write with is the purple. And then she makes this fun wheel. And this is in her book, Amy Plans Things again. In her book, this is supposed to be miles, or like you're tracking the steps you've made in a day. Well, I changed it to be words. And these are a little large for me. Like I mean, on a really good day for me is here 2,000 to 4,000 words. That even retired, that is a good pace for me. I'm honestly much more likely to have several days down in here, and that doesn't give me very many colors here, right? So I have fine-tuned my range here a little bit as I go forward. But just, I can start to see, like, this is how many words I did. And this is the trend over time at a glance, instead of having to flip through week by week by week by week in the other folder. This one, I can just look at a glance and go, okay, so I had a lot of the same color. I was pretty steady that month. And look, I had some really good days. That's great. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get here. And here's December, and each month is just super cute. And, I tracked the days that I wrote, the number of sprints I did. You can see here I was pretty consistent. I changed my range here. So again, a decent range for me is at least 1,000 words. And I got that most days. I had a couple of low days, a couple of higher days, but overall, that's a pretty steady pace for me. But even this is still not quite where I want it to be. And so what I started doing, let me find one so I can show you. Okay, so this is what I started doing. And it kind of, if you think about like looking at this again, so these, let me find one where I actually tracked better. Sad. Okay, so like here's a decent one. This day I was gone. I'm trying to find one. Here's a good one. So you can see here, I estimated that I was going to write at these times, and then I'm going to track how many sprints I actually got in this range. So that's what I'm trying to get to. So an idea of what I'm doing here, this is at the end of the day. This is the reality. So this is This is morning me trying to be super excited about my day and overestimate what my schedule actually is. And this is reality me. This is what I actually did and roughly when I did it. And so what I'm doing is I'm just making a little dot to represent a sprint, a timed sprint on my phone. And let me get to like this week. So like here's this week's. Okay, so yesterday, like I said, I was really busy yesterday. I did a lot of plotting. I worked on the Monstrous series. I had several hours dedicated to just working with the Monstrous plot. And then I managed to get 2 sprints late in the day. The second one was interrupted. And so I really only got 579 words yesterday, which is, less than I wanted, but it is still not a big fat 0 day. Here's another week. Again, a rough day for whatever reason. And this is not meant to capture why I didn't write. This is more just to capture the reality. So for whatever reason, Monday, I got no words last week. And Tuesday, I only got 2 sprints in this project. And I got this many words. And then I'm adding it up. And I did it this way. I'm cutting these pages out and setting up these weeks so that I can just flip through here at a glance and see trends. So here, I was starting work around 10 and I was really consistent this week. The week after that, okay, I'm starting to get a little bit later in the day. And then here, for whatever reason, I didn't even write until late in the day. And again, I'm not trying to track whys here, just the reality. This is what I did when I did it, so I can look at the trends. And then also what I started to do, let me find it. So in addition to, so this is this month. Let me flip back here to the beginning. Okay, so this is for March. Again, all of this is from Amy Plans Things. Her theme this month was rainy day books, right? And again, I can choose what I put in here. And so, I can choose my goals. I'm going to write some here as a reflection on how my goals did. My calendar is looking kind of rough. I've had some really low days, not a lot of purple counts here. I've been trying to track things, but I've been a little hit or miss. My words are all over everywhere. I've had several blank days. And then this one again, I'm tracking how many thousand words for the month I've written. So I've managed to get 34,000 words for this month. Not where I need to be. I really want to be closer to 50, which is why this page works so good for me. But what I added for this month is I also started a breakdown for each project, so I can track every day at a glance every month where I am, how many words I've written. So for Queen's Purge this month, I've managed to write 23,000 words. I didn't write anything in Revolt. I've been plotting, but that's it. I honestly have not written anything in Snow Song this month. It's been a rough month. The secret project that I was kind of working on, I got about 11,000 words in it, and then it kind of sputtered out, and so I set it aside and went right back to Purge. So, and it's an experiment. Again, it's a work in progress. Ideally, I would have words in all of these projects on another month. Hopefully, I'll be able to get up to that speed. I am really loving these fun themes and bullet journals and tracking things. It's been really fun for me. And the sad thing is, I've only got a few months in here and I've already filled this up. March is the last month that I'll put in here. But that's not sad because that means I'm using notebooks that I already have and I'm getting to use a bunch of my stickers and washi tapes and things. And that's just been fun. That's feeding a creative side that I didn't know that I needed. So that's definitely been fun. If you're interested on where any of this stuff came from, all of these cute spring stickers were from Coco Daisy. These backgrounds were from Amy Plans Things. She does like scrapbook pages in her notebooks too. But all of these cute, whimsical spring stickers were from Coco Daisy this year. And then I've started, this is back to HB90. Instead of doing it in my separate pages that I honestly don't look at, I'm trying to hand copy over all of the monthly review and the quarterly review questions and put them in the journal so that I have it all together. So we'll see if I can keep that up. I've got several pages here that are blank at the end so that I can keep writing things in. And then this journal is used up and I get to move to a new journal in Q2. So let me know if you find this kind of thing interesting. I am definitely having fun with it, but it's sometimes a more of a distraction from the words, but also I do need a creative side, even outside of words sometimes. So it's fun. And if I'm having fun, that's the whole point. If you're not having fun, why are you doing it? So, and definitely using pretty colors and pretty washi tape and stickers makes planning more fun. So until next time, thank you for listening, and I will keep trying to put out more video content for you. Thank you. Have a good day.